Those Damn Ross Kids is a podcast for adults, and the opinions expressed do not reflect the opinions of our employers or even ourselves. We'd like to hear from you. Give us a call at 419-528-TDRK to leave a voicemail, and we just may play it on the show. Hello?
Am I keeping you?
No, I was listening to a podcast while I waited for you to hop on the call.
While you waited for me to be late by an hour and 5 minutes?
Pretty much. Yeah. Heard you crack a beer there. I'm a little bit ahead of you. Okay.
Oh, man. It's only for indigestion. I need to belch.
Intro's done.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Chris and Cole Ross.
Hey, Chris, what episode is this?
I don't even have my OneNote open yet. You're coming in hot. You're coming in hot like after he was fucked up from losing Goose. You're that hot. You're a mental wreck.
You're destroyed, Cole. You're destroyed.
Yeah, that's the one. So anyway, what were you asking me? What episode is this?
Yeah, what episode is it?
This is episode number 82 of the comedy podcast, Those Damn Ross Kids.
What's your name?
I am Chris.
My name is Cole. We are the Kids Ross, as referenced in the title, and we're here to entertain your asses. Pre-pro was slim pickings this week, Chris.
It was rough. I told you it was rough.
You warned me, and
you didn't listen, like always.
Well, no, I listened, but still, like, I'm not going to stop myself from going to look for stories to talk about on the show. So this one might be a little bit heavy on the banter, might be a little bit heavy on the personal stories. I don't know.
Like when I told you that a paper cut on the head of your penis hurts. You're like, no, I know it doesn't. I'm doing it. You should have asked. You should have said, "Hey, Chris, how did that happen to you?"
Turns out you were talking about notebook paper. Or used an index card and ended up in the hospital for gangrene of the penis.
It was a Post-it.
It was a post.
Reminded myself, wash junk.
I just keep that on my wallet and next to every monitor that I ever use. Just wash junk.
Evernote.
It's a universal truth. Before OmniFocus, repeating task every morning: wash junk.
Wash junk.
OmniFocus.
6:55 a.m.
6:55 a.m. Wash
July
junk.
30th.
2002.
It sounds like the entrance to the Daily Show.
It's 7:05. Pour orange juice. This is the Washing Junk Show. That's where we're headed, right? Just watching a dude wash his junk 24/7 till it's raw, till it's chafed.
America's not making anything, so we're probably going to need to clean up our junk.
What else is there to do? Hey, Chris, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Members of a female punk protest group go on trial today in Russia for what the charge is. It's in quotes, so I assume this is the charge: religious hooliganism.
Okay.
No? Nothing? Okay.
Proceed.
3 young women of the group, titled Pussy Riot.
That's what you should have led with.
Oh, God.
You goddamn dolt. You chose religious hooliganism over Pussy Riot?
Well, I figured that, you heard religious hooliganism, you would have never expected that it would be from a group called Pussy Riot.
Okay, let me put this in 80s terms, Chris, since that's what you understand, since you're apparently a fucking grandpa. Like, religious hooliganism, that sounds like a goddamn U2 song. Pussy Riot, that's fucking Prince. Okay?
It is.
It's the sequel to Pussy
We're all
Control.
gonna put on our raspberry berets and have a pussy riot.
Okay, so they were like, what did they actually do? Besides the real Pussy Riot.
They sang a song criticizing President Vladimir Putin.
Oh man, that guy. Ooh,
they did it in Moscow's main cathedral. And it was actually labeled as blasphemous. They faced 7 years in prison if convicted of hooliganism motivated by religious hostility.
Okay, what was religious about this except for the fact that they performed in a cathedral?
That's probably it.
That's it. They chose this venue because it had the.
Because Putin doesn't like people to say bad.
No, he punches out tigers and shit. He he gives like their equivalent of the State of the Union shirtless. The criticisms of females hold no truck with him. He's too busy rigging elections and tranquilizing fucking moose. So.
I don't even. He want. It's hard to make these not like Chuck Norris or like the Dos Equis guy.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean? He's but that's the person that he's trying to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, like he once won a honey eating contest against a bear eating straight from the hive.
Straight from the hive. The second the bees saw him, they all flew away. They abandoned the queen. and he took the queen and he preserved. He took
the queen as his own.
He preserved it in a honey liqueur and then used it as a suppository, which gave him another 20 years of eternal youth.
He heard if you kill a bee while you're fucking it, it makes it better.
Jesus. Hooliganism, noun, a violent young troublemaker, typically one of a gang. Well, I guess a gang of pussy rioters would be.
Does it sound really bad on your end?
No, it's fine. It's recording on my end. I'll tell you if it sounds bad. I'll tell you about the quality of this show, Chris. Son of a bitch.
It's over when I say it's over.
It's over when I say it's over. Yeah. Oh boy. God bless the USA. Like, we've got the freedom to say what we want to say,
We can do what we want to do.
We do.
I can dance if I want to.
Back to the 80s, Grandpa.
Oh, jeez.
Square.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Since we're talking about the Ruskies, Chris, why don't we talk about education? All right. You and I, we came up in an era that was very shortly after the Cold War. This is not true of, probably the majority of our listeners, but we were alive during the fall of the Berlin Wall. Do you remember the fall of the Berlin Wall? You were like, what, 9?
I guess. Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay, cool. So like, our textbooks, they were out of date enough that the curriculum was mostly emphasizing like beating the Ruskies to the moon, right? So, there was math and there was science, but there's a person over at the New York Times, that liberal rag who wants us to lose to China, who said in the op-ed section that we should drop algebra from the curriculum of our school systems.
Why?
His argument, Chris, is that requiring students to learn algebra is actually harming our nation's youth. Quote, in the interest of maintaining academic rigor, we're actually depleting our pool of brain power. He claims that failing a student just because he doesn't show an aptitude for higher math means casting them to the side and not giving them a chance to excel in other areas. He also says that math has no place in higher education since it's applied so rarely in many actual professions. Quote, mathematics is used as a hoop, a badge, a totem to impress outsiders and elevate a profession's status. He cites veterinarians who are required to pass algebra classes, even though they do not have to solve any algebraic equations when they are, fixing dogs.
He cites bird law and this fortune cookie.
The author tries to deny that he's just saying, quote, math is hard, saying that higher math is integral to our society. We just shouldn't promote it to our children. Fun fact, 1 in 4 ninth graders will fail to graduate high school in America.
Really?
Really, that is the statistic. You roll in hot. You buy your you basically you rent your homecoming tuxedo or dress, and then you drop out and you're sucking cock for meth.
Wow,
like that's it.
That's the way to get it.
Like flip a coin twice.
They don't want your money.
Comes up tails both times. You're done. Comes with tails both times. You're done. Now. I'm staunchly of the opinion, Chris, and you know that I'm a very opinionated person. There are only 3 courses that every American, every human being should be required to take.
Mm-hmm.
The first of these is statistics. The second of these is
Public speaking.
And have I given this rant before?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
and
I just guessed.
God damn it. Have I forget. No, I'd like
Every time you get all liquored up, you're like, this would fix everything, man.
Okay, so statistics in order to understand how numbers are presented, public speaking in order to understand how to present yourself, and personal finance in order to understand how to not go to debtor's prison. So something like that. Those are the 3 classes that we should be required to take. Now,
if you don't take a history class, you don't know what that is. Debtor's prison. So I would add history.
Okay, I would add history. But I guess what I'm saying is these are 3 areas that are commonly neglected in our educational system. Okay? Okay. So I mean, I guess what I'm saying is the basis of 2 of those is some kind of math. Now, I would say that the ability to excel at math, you shouldn't, send somebody straight to prison just because they can't solve the quadratic equation. But it's one of those things where it's a matter of applied critical thinking, demonstrable problem solving. Has nothing to do with monsters. What do you think?
Oh man, I am scared of monsters.
What can solve that problem, Chris?
What?
Math. Just pull out some trigonometry, figure out the trajectory. Yeah.
It's not about what you're learning. It's about stroking a certain part of your brain.
Yeah.
And despite what you think at the time, it's a matter of learning a process and then applying it and showing that you can apply it repeatedly.
Uh-huh.
And there are things in life that, I've encountered thus far that you have to do that. And that, you can say, well, why? Well, because you have to. Like, why do I have to show my work? Because I'm a snotty, brat-faced kid.
Because you fucking
have to. Well, you do, because
to.
that's life. I mean, and it's true.
Yeah.
I was the brat-faced kid that was like, I don't want to show my work. I'm so smart. I know the answer. Well, it's about the work. It's not about the answer. But if you got the wrong answer, they failed your ass. I guess it's about both. Anyway.
Well, you got partial credit for showing your work, right? So, it's all working towards a goal, So I say this as a person who dropped out of his first degree because calculus was hard. You have to find what you excel at.
Yeah.
You have to find, certain people have certain aptitudes. And if somebody wants to, their junior year, go to vocational school and learn auto body shop, that's going to be their lot in life, but, that's a choice that they made, but they made that in the face of the harsh truth of algebra. They had the option, the harsh truth of algebra. I'm not anti-math. I use it every day. In fact, I calculate my own change in my head just so I can keep that arithmetic knife sharp. I do long division by hand sometimes.
I never know what to do when I have to borrow like 3 columns in a row.
No? Oh, I love it. It feels so good. It's like have you ever done the bear scratch? I mean, not like scratch the big burly hairy dude, but like scratch your back on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just did it like a minute ago.
Yeah, like doing math. Like doing math. That's like doing that to the back of your brain.
Ooh,
it feels good.
I don't feel that way, but
no? Okay.
Things are going to get better with the educational system, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
New York, it starts there. and up to 25 other states are moving toward changing the way that they grant licenses to teachers, de-emphasizing tests and written essays in favor of a more demanding approach that requires aspiring teachers to prove themselves through lesson plans, homework, assignments, and videotaped instruction sessions. The change is an attempt to ensure that those who become teachers not only know education theories, but also, we don't even say facts, no education theories, but also can show the ability to lead classrooms and handle students of differing abilities and needs, often amid limited resources.
See, I like this. I like it because it goes to say, like, okay, somebody who gets high test scores, you know what? They probably have a lot of enthusiasm. They probably have a lot of idealism. They probably are, they're coming in hot. They're ready to change a couple of lives. But then they get in and they realize that, even the best private school is basically a really, really high-end daycare. And, you have to emphasize these skills. It's crowd control, Chris. You have to fire in short bursts. You don't, you lay on full auto. You gotta learn to whack a couple of kids across the hand with a ruler. You gotta learn to see, who to send to the principal's office and who to take out behind the woodshed, right? It's quiet back there. You know why?
You take no one behind the woodshed.
Exactly. That's the first test. You passed it with flying colors. Now on to level 2.
The first rule of woodshed is we don't talk about woodshed.
The first rule of woodshed.
That's the only thing you need to know in this class.
Okay,
except you.
So
Seriously.
So the basic story of this is, when hiring teachers, they're trying to make sure that the person knows how to. So like, are they doing like the Arlie Ermy?
Not with hiring, with licensing.
Licensing. Okay.
When licensing teachers, they've now just decided, hey, maybe we should make sure these people can actually teach.
No, they should do the Stanley Kubrick Arlie Ermy audition for these people.
Now, the guy that figured this out listen to this.
Okay.
He's a professor of practice. Okay.
A professor of practice. Is that like practice. A systems engineer?
Sounds like some sort of like specialty pitching coach or something. But yes, professor of practice at Stanford. He says it is very analogous to authentic assessments in other professions, like in nursing, in medical residencies, and in architecture. Okay. So basically, he's saying that they're going to make it a real job now.
Teaching has always been a real job, except for the fact that they only do it 9 months out of the year.
Except for all of those other reasons why it's not.
Except for that one main reason why it's not. Do you have a lounge where you work? I kind of do, but I work at a hippie company, so I
don't have to be good at what I do either. So.
No, bring a little bit of practical knowledge. You know about the Arlie Ermy Stanley Kubrick thing, right?
Yeah. No, I don't want to be all kinds of inside the park baseball, but
inside the park baseball.
Yeah, anybody who goes to the Marine Corps knows that.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know. Listeners who don't know, Arlie Ermy.
You turn your back on your country because you hate calculus.
Because you hate calculus.
They needed you to program. You weren't there for them.
You were not there for them. The Ruskies won. Putin's out there quelling pussy riots because you wouldn't program.
He's quelling the pussy riot because Cole wouldn't program a new patriotic minesweeper.
IED sweeper, I would have called it.
I want to flag him with American flags.
No, Arlie Ermy, he got his part in Full Metal Jacket because he auditioned for about 14 hours straight. He was walking up and down a line of recruits and shouting insults. He never repeated himself while under assault by a tennis ball cannon. And so every teacher, in order to be licensed, should do that same thing, but while reciting facts from their profession. So, just doing multiplication tables while under assault from, say, a pitching machine.
Some sort of device to be developed that launches erasers. Like blackboard erasers.
Okay. I was going to say a pencil.
No.
Okay. Speaking of like jobs and things that we do, I'm going to lift the curtain a little bit. The job that I do, I'm not going to name the company because I'm not going to buzzmark it. But at the end of every month, we have like an awards ceremony. Where we show our work and we
the Dundies.
The Dundies, yeah. No, we all get together on a Friday afternoon, last Friday of the month, and we sit down and we just acknowledge each, just like the best people in every.
We acknowledge each other.
We acknowledge each other. Every person says every other person's name. It's really weird. And there are usually themed prizes like
John, James.
What's your vector, Victor? Usually there are prizes for various achievements, and they are themed. One week it was produce, the other week it was health food, and this week it was bad booze. Now, I won an award this week for a video, or this month for a video that I produced, and I was the last person up because production goes last. And the bad booze that I got, it was a 6-pack canned of Jeremiah Weed Lightning Lemonade, Southern style.
What'd you do with that? Clean the tub?
Well, I can tell you, Chris, it's a premium malt beverage with natural flavors and certified color.
God.
It's brewed by the Jeremiah
Weed. It looks
Weed.
good when you're curling it next to your barbed wire tattoo on your bicep.
It's brewed by the Jeremiah Weed Company in Plainfield, Indiana. Yeah. But Chris,
this can is very easy to read, and you're drinking it now.
Nope, I am not drinking it now. I have not cracked it open just yet. Mr. Jeremiah Weed, the original Southern gentleman. Born of a long Southern tradition, he utilizes only the highest quality ingredients for a taste that is second to none. Now, this is a 355 milliliter can, 12 fluid ounces for those of you over in the colonies, and it is 5.8% alcohol. That's by volume, Chris, not by weight. And to prove this to you, I'm going to... Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That is a full can.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that?
You're going to prove it by chugging it.
Do you hear that?
You're going to chug it, aren't you?
I'm not going to chug it. I'm just pouring it out to drink it through the rest of the episode. I'm pouring it now. Here we go. This is the initial taste impression. Oh, God, that's sweet. Fuck. Holy shit, this is what hummingbirds drink when they want to get hammered. Oh, God. It's got the color and consistency of a poorly tended pool.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. It's cloudy on top.
You're going to have to shock your belly.
It's cloudy on top. Chris, do you have any activated charcoal?
No. Why? You grilling?
Okay. Oh, it's so goddamn bad. The other...
Stop drinking it. Start paper cutting your penis.
Oh, God. I think I got off kind of lucky because the other prizes were mostly like Bartles and James and wine coolers, but fucking shit. Wow.
Fucking shit.
Let me pour the rest of this out. Okay. So, yeah. Do you have a story for me?
Sure. I can, if you'd like.
I would. I would like that very much.
I would like to take you to the science zone if I could.
To the where?
To the science zone.
To the where?
To the
No.
It's not the same when you do it.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Vice versa.
Mice visa. That's how mice get into other countries. Some termites grow, and when they grow up to a certain age, they become suicide bombers. Researchers observing the termite species Neocapertermine found that certain workers, when they became elderly, grew a pair of dark blue spots between their abdomen and torso. When invaders raided their colony, these aging workers bit the intruders and then exploded the blue sacs, releasing a sticky and lethal gel.
How is a gel lethal?
Researchers believe that the copper-filled proteins mix with other compounds from the termites' salivary glands to form a deadly chemical weapon. This suicidal warfare is engaged in only by old workers and can no longer do regular work.
Wait, so they go in and they explode, and then this, when it mixes with these non-working people, it kills off the non-working population?
No, it kills intruders.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like a venom or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so they sacrifice
Mustard.
themselves.
I mean, because it's not like they're, I don't know, like Bill or Bob the Exterminator or whatever it is. It's not like he starts poking around at their nest and then they kill him with their exploding sacks.
Bob the Exterminator.
But
so this is
natural predators.
This is a life phase, and this isn't like nests. This is
hyena shoes. I don't know what eats the termite.
echidnas.
Bear Giles or whatever his name is.
Bear Grylls.
It only kills that guy from Man vs. Wild.
It only kills Survivor
or whatever
Man.
it is. It only kills certain people.
It only kills Survivor Man. It only kills people with certain kinds of saliva.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
It killed Steve Jobs and Macaulay Culkin's dad.
Yeah. Oh God, Danny Culkin.
Danny Caldwin, that's right.
Culkin, not Caldwin. Okay, now I'm just imagining like the celebrity nickname pairing between.
Well, he was a great dad.
Between Macaulay Culkin, between a Culkin and a Baldwin.
Danny Tanner was actually modeled after.
Oh, the dad of Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin.
The dad from Full House was modeled after Danny Culkin.
Danny Culkin.
Danny Tanner was actually Danny Culkin.
Oh, okay. Wait, Macaulay Tanner.
Macaulay Tanner.
Okay. Can we go back to the Science Zone or remain here for a moment?
Sure.
Chris, how many American flags are on the moon?
2?
No.
1. 9. 19.
Colder.
7.
Warm.
11.
Cold.
4.
6. There are 6 on the moon. 6 American flags, which means that it is
6
times our property. Our property, the moon. And Chris, most of them are still standing, according to new photography of the moon's surface. Well, solar winds for number one, and also a couple. I believe there are 4 standing. This article was not very clear, but these capsules, when they take off from the moon, the exhaust would blow them over. And so, but there are 6 American flags on the moon, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That's pretty inspiring, right?
I'm amazed.
Hey, Chris, do you have a story for me?
You keep saying that over and over again. It loses its effect.
Oh, okay.
Where's Balinese? Is that in Bali? If you're a Balinese person?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's just assume that that's the case. Anyway, this kid, he was caught in the act of fucking a cow. And the village that he lives in forced him to marry it. It is not clear whether he got to say "I do" before passing out from embarrassment. Because of this, after his collapse, it prompted his mother to begin screaming hysterically, while other family members shouted at photographers not to take pictures.
Take pictures of what?
Hey,
him fucking this
one
cow?
villager says, "Poor kid, he's actually kind of quiet. Too bad he likes to fuck cows."
He was such a quiet boy.
Such a quiet boy fucking cows.
Such a quiet cow.
He was also symbolically drowned and bathed on the beach.
How could you be symbolically drowned?
Only his clothes were thrown into the sea.
Is that what waterboarding is?
I guess. So, yeah.
He was waterboarded and his possessions were thrown into the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, they had the ceremony to cleanse the village of the unholy act of a man mating with a cow.
Well, they take their cattle seriously over there.
The defense of the kid was actually, like, somebody came to his defense and said that he believed that the cow was a young and beautiful woman and had wooed the man with flattering compliments. So this So he believed that this cow was a chick who was like, "Hey, man, I dig your speed."
To be fair, moo is Hindi for "Hey, big boy." Too easy?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was trying to turn it into a Grateful Dead reference.
Why? Oh, you better watch your speed now? Okay, I got you.
He was caught fucking the cow in the middle of a rice paddy.
Well, I mean...
No, the cow was walking and the rice paddy used to go.
That's kind of like being in the Midwest and saying like, oh gosh, I was caught engaging in coitus with a cow in the middle of like a suburban street or a field. It's nothing but rice paddies over there.
Rice paddies.
And do you know what I hear about their? No.
The rice paddies.
They're rice paddies. Oh gosh. So here's my question about this, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my question. So, is there like a law in the books that dictates that this needed to be the punishment for this? Is there precedent? Is there like a stare decisis kind of common law practice that says like,
oh, no, but there isn't in our country either.
Well, no. Well, our law is based off.
Stay tuned and see if they go after the death penalty.
Well, no.
Please listen to these commercials.
No, that's the media going after it. But at least, at least in theory, at least in basis of fact, our law is based on the English common law, which is stare decisis, which is let the previous ruling stand. Which is the entire notion of precedent. So I guess what I'm asking is, aside from using, Latin words, is there precedent for this? Did somebody, just unroll some Sanskrit scrolls and say, okay, he violated our sacred cows, and he must.
What did you say?
He violated our sacred cows.
No, stare decisis.
Stare decisis.
What is that, like when you're rendered speechless when meeting a celebrity?
It's a word. It's a word. Okay, it's Latin. It's Latin.
So anyway, the cow.
Has somebody done this before? Like, or is this just a matter of like, holy crap, we have to come up with a whole new class of law to to decide what to do with this prevert?
Oh, well.
So, Chris, continuing the personal stories. I cut my own hair.
Yeah, so I heard.
So you heard. It's liberating, Chris.
I've done it.
Well, I know that you've shorn yourself. Like you've run clippers over your hair, and shorn yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I took shears.
Really? So you went back to like 52 and cut some shears.
I cut some. I took some shears and I cut my hair, and it doesn't look bad. And I decided that although the practice of cutting hair for money is not entirely a scam, the entire notion of the $12 haircut is. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if I was the kind of person who had the means or the proclivity to go to a specialist, somebody who had training and somebody who valued their services enough to charge, let's say, $30 for a haircut or $50 for a haircut, if that was something that I budgeted and made an important part of my life, then yes, I would say cutting my own hair would be a shame. However, this past Friday, after I got my 6-pack of Jeremiah Weed Lightning Lemonade, I thought to myself, I better go get a haircut, because that morning I had woken up at 3:30 and I had cleaned my entire house, and I had shaved, and I had made myself steak and eggs for breakfast.
What kind of steak? I saw that you put that on your Facebook or Peter or whatever.
My Peter.
I wrote
this on my Peter. Yes.
Well, Twitter. What kind of meat did you cook?
I had top sirloin that I had cooked on my stove.
In the way that I told you how?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, really good.
Yeah, I seasoned it with salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil.
That's all you need.
For a half an hour on each side. I let it come to room temperature, and then I cooked it on medium to medium high for 5 minutes on each side, and it was a perfect medium inside. It was I overdid it just a little bit, which is fine. But I had a quarter pound slice of top sirloin with 2 fried eggs. This was at about 5 a.m. And I shaved. I played some Earthbound for a different podcast. And I went to work, won my Jeremiah Weed Lightning Lemonade. Then I got home and I thought, well, maybe I should go get my hair cut. And I realized, you know, I don't know if I want to spend, let's say, ballpark $15 with a tip if I go to a cheap place, or, you know, without a tip if I go to, you know, just like, well, whatever's nearest by. I thought, I've never been happy with the way my hair looks. How would you describe my hair, Chris? The strands are thick as spaghetti, and like no matter what I do with it, it stands straight out. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that an accurate assessment?
Did you get the message I just sent you?
I did. But I saw different. Do you want me to read it?
Okay, no, I don't want you to read it. We watched, last time I was with you, we watched The Rum Diary.
Yeah.
Right? We were kind of intoxicated, but we watched that. Mm-hmm. I didn't remember this. The Johnny Depp's character, or Hunter S. Thompson, however you want to look at it, he is staring into the eyes of a lobster. And the voiceover happens, and the quote that I just sent you, I'm going to read. I wonder what it is you might think about our different worlds. He looked at me kind of sideways and said, human beings are the only creatures on earth who claim a god, and the only living thing that behaves like it hasn't got one. Does the world belong to no one but you? And when he said it, I was taken aback, not because of who was doing the talking, because a lobster talking, you know, right? Because I finally understood the connection between children scavenging for food and the shiny brass plates on the front door of banks.
Holy shit.
I don't remember that. And it's so good.
It is. It's really, really good. I don't think that was in the movie.
It's from IMDb. It's in the movie.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Don't remember that.
Weird.
Such profound things.
Yeah. Lobsters. Lobster truths.
Who knew?
Lobster truths. Yeah, so I cut my own hair. Did it straight Rail Tenenbaum style. Played some Elliott Smith. I took some shears, the same scissors that I used to cut open packages of various sorts, and I just grabbed a little at a time, and I cut my own hair. And for mine, and I was touching it up over the next couple of days because you're going to miss some strands and what have you. But I think that I've arrived at a perfectly serviceable haircut, and I might do it again in another 6 weeks. You know.
Yeah,
your grooming habits are way off of mine though, so I don't know how relatable that is.
No, I get my hair cut like once every 2 months.
Okay. Yeah.
And I shave like once a week, maybe.
Yeah. I like the last time I shaved was in December, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I trimmed my beard, but I hadn't shaved since then.
I've shaved my soul patch in a long time.
Yeah, your soul patch, like that's like what, down to your nipples now?
Yeah.
Like Shang Tsung. That's the villain from Mortal Kombat.
I got that.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
Okay, Chris, so which one of us is doing this thing?
Oh, you.
Okay.
Always you. You're always that one.
You're always that one. All right. So if you are interested in the show, you can go to Duckfeed.tv/Those Damn Ross Kids in order to find all of the older episodes of this program. From there, you can also find us on iTunes and leave us a rating or review. You can visit us on Facebook. We are at Facebook.com/Those Damn Ross Kids, where you can like us, leave a comment, suggest a story, all of those good things. And hey, why not? Why don't you call our voicemail, which is 419-528-TDRK, where you can leave us a short little anecdote or comment or what have you. And if we deem it necessary, we will play it on the air, but only if you give us permission. And most of all, you can tell a friend, and gosh darn it, just keep on listening. Did I miss anything, Chris?
Think you got it.
Cool. Holla.
Night.